What is up, YouTube? It's your boy, Forgotten 7 Retros. For today's video, I actually wanted to do a part 2 of if you recently just picked up a console, what games should you buy for it? And so for this particular video, I actually wanted to talk about one of my favorite consoles of all time. As a matter of fact, it's actually a portable console, and that console is the PSP. The PSP is one of the best consoles to ever be created by PlayStation, and I grew up playing the console, and it's definitely one of my favorites. I played so many different games on it. I played Mortal Kombat Unchained, I played NFL Street, I played Need for Speed Carbon, I played Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, I played Wipeout, I played Flat Out. So a lot of different games, and from my viewpoint, if you recently just picked up a console, there's a couple games that I think you should actually play. Matter of fact, I recommend that you should play. And so let's get started with these particular games right here. So for the first genre that I think you should pick up in terms of video games for the PSP is some fighting games. And one of the best fighting games released for the PSP, in my personal opinion, and I played for hours upon end, is Mortal Kombat Unchained. Amazing game, highly recommend. If you guys like Mortal Kombat Deception, this is pretty much a port of the game. Definitely pick this game up. Highly recommend. Amazing story. Great group of characters. My favorite character, you guys already know, is Scorpion and New Cybot. So definitely pick this game up if you guys are big on fighting games as well as Mortal Kombat. So for the next game, it's one of my favorite games I ever played on the PSP, and sadly I only played the demo growing up, and I was finally able to get the game back in high school when I got my first job. And that game is Final Fantasy Dissidia. Amazing game, a great group of characters. Highly recommend if you guys like Final Fantasy in terms of fighting. Definitely pick this game up right here. The next game is Taken Dark Resurrection. If you guys big into Tekken, you guys gonna feel right at home with this game. Amazing game. So yeah, definitely pick this game up. And lastly, for the fighting games, a game series that not many people really think about when it comes to fighting games, and that is Soul Calibur Broken Destiny. This game actually introduces Kratos into the mix, so if you guys are big into Soul Calibur, definitely pick this game up. Highly recommend. The next batch of games that I think you guys should pick up in terms of genre is some first-person shooters. Matter of fact, just shooters in general. And one of the first-person shooters that I think you guys should pick up is Medal of Honor Heroes. I'm a big Medal of Honor fan, so I had to, add at least one Medal of Honor game into the mix. So if you guys like Medal of Honor, pick this game up. There's also a sequel to this game as well too. Highly recommend. Pick this game up. And the next one is, it's not really a first-person shooter. It's actually a third-person shooter or first-person shooter. And that one is Tom Clancy Rainbow Six Vegas. Pick this game up. You can find it for cheap at your local retro game store. So if you guys like shooting games, pick this game up. Highly recommend. And the next one that I think you guys should pick up, I'm a big fan of the series, and they definitely did a great job with the port of this game, and that game is SOCOM US Navy SEALs Fireteam Bravo. Pick this game up if you guys like SOCOM as well as some first-person shooters. Pick this game up. Matter of fact, I think this game is third person, if I remember correctly. But yeah, guys, pick this game up. Highly recommend if you like some shooting games. And the last one for the shooting games, and that one is Star Wars Battlefront Renegade Squadron. Pick this game up. If you guys like Battlefront, pick this game up. Really great game. Highly recommend. If you guys are big into Star Wars, pick this game up. Highly recommend. Alright, so for the next batch of games, I wanted to go a different route with this one. If you guys are big into the crime scene, GTA, Saints Row, those type of games, these batch of games I definitely think you guys should pick up. And the first one is Scarface Money, Power, Respect. If you guys are big into the movie Scarface, pick this game up. They did a great job with this game, and there's also a PlayStation 2 version of this game as well too. Highly recommend. pick this game up. The next game that I think you guys should pick up, there's also a PlayStation 2 version of the game as well too. And this game's kind of going up in value, so if you guys can pick it up while you guys still can, I highly recommend. And that game is The Warriors. Amazing game. Pretty good story as well too. Definitely pick this game up. If you guys like the movie as well as the PlayStation 2 version of the game, pick this game up. And the next one is The Godfather Mob Wars. Pick this game up if you guys like the movie The Godfather. They did a great job with this game. Highly recommend if you guys are big into like the crime, GTA type of themed games where you can just do crazy crimes and stuff. Highly recommend. Pick this game up. And the next one that not many people talk about that much, and that is Gangs of London. Highly recommend. You guys need to definitely pick this game up if you guys are big into like GTA and games like that. And lastly but not least, for video games that are GTA like, and this game's actually a GTA game, and that game is GTA Vice City Stories. One of my favorite GTA games of all time. I definitely like the theme that they went with this game. I'm big into like the 80s music. You're ruling different locations and stuff. You got your own gang. Highly recommend this game if you guys like Grand Theft Auto, as well as you want to pick up some games for your PSP. Pick this game up right here. One of my favorite GTA games of all time. Alright, so the next batch of games that I think you guys need to pick up in this particular genre here is a high recommendation, and that is role-playing games, aka RPGs. And the first RPG game that I think you guys need to pick up is one of my favorites. I played it as a kid, and I think you guys would definitely enjoy it too. And that game is Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. So if you guys know anything about Monster Hunter, you already know that this game is some heat. This game's amazing. One of my favorite games on the PSP. So if you guys want to play an RPG where you're hunting monsters and stuff, pick this game up. This game's amazing. Alright, so the next game is, this game's pretty challenging, but I think you guys will enjoy it. And that game is Rengoku, The Tower of Purgatory. This game also has a sequel. So if you guys like a game that's a little bit of a challenge, pick this game up. I highly recommend. Definitely a good game if you guys like, going up a tower and fighting, different monsters and stuff. And I think you can even customize your character in this game as well too. Alright, so the next game is another RPG, and this game is kind of related to like, exploring dungeons and stuff. And that game is Dungeon Explorer Warriors of Ancient Arts. Highly recommend this game. This game is amazing. Not many people talk about this game, but if you guys like RPGs and like, scavenging dungeons and stuff, pick this game up. Highly recommend. Alright, so the last one is a game that I picked up I would say a good 5 months ago. I definitely enjoyed the game. There's actually 2 games after this game. There's a part 2 and a part 3, and that game is Valhalla Knights. And this game is amazing. I also have part 2 of this game as well too, and I think part 3 was released for the PSP Vita. Highly recommend if you guys like some RPGs, pick this game up right here. Alright, so the next genre of games for the PSP is racing. Who doesn't like racing? One of the first games I think you guys should pick up for racing, and it's one of my favorites growing up as a kid, and that game is Wipeout Pure, and there's also Wipeout Pulse. So if you guys can pick up any of those games, pick them up. Amazing game, highly recommend. So the next game that I played as a kid, one of my favorites, and I just love like the destruction that's in this game. It definitely reminds me of Burnout, and that game is Flat Out Head On. Amazing game. There's some PS2 version of the game too. So if you guys like some games similar to Burnout, definitely pick this game up right here. Alright, so the next game that I think you guys should pick up for the PSP, one of my favorites. I played this game for probably 100 plus hours. Definitely one of my favorites released for the console, and that game is Need for Speed Carbon, Own a City. I'm also currently playing the PS3 version of the game as well too, and they're definitely different, you know, and I kind of like the difference. So if you guys like some, you know, Need for Speed games or just racing games in general, pick this game up. I don't think you guys will be disappointed with this game right here. Alright, so the next game is another Need for Speed game, and that game is Need for Speed Most Wanted 510, and this is a port of the PS2 version of the game. What not many people know is Need for Speed Most Wanted is actually a prequel to Need for Speed Carbon. So yeah, so if you guys like some racing games, definitely pick this game up right here. Alright, so last but not least for racing games, it's definitely one of the best games released for the PS2 back in the days, and that game is Midnight Club 3 Double Edition. Let me give the game some respect. This game is amazing. If you guys played the PS2 version of Midnight Club 3, this is pretty much a port of the game. I highly recommend this game right here. Definitely pick it up. Alright, so the next genre of games is some sports games, and I have 3 particular sports games that I think you guys should pick up. I really don't like selecting like, you know, like the Maddens and stuff like that, or NBA or 2K games. I kind of like, you know, going a different route with these games when I'm giving you guys some suggestions. And the first one is Tony Hawk Underground 2 Remix. I'm a big Tony Hawk fan. I'm a big fan of the Underground series. I played Underground 1 and 2 for the Game Boy Advance, and this game right here, definitely pick it up. Highly recommend. Alright, so for the next 2 games, they're kind of different, but I like them, and I think you guys should like them too, as well as pick them up. And those games are NBA Street Showdown. This game is a mix of NBA Volume 2 commentary as well as NBA Volume 3 gameplay. So if you guys like this game, it's also a port of Volume 3 with the commentary from Volume 2. Definitely pick this game up right here. Highly recommend. Alright, so the last game is one of the best games released for EA Sports Big in general, and that game is NFL Street 2 Unleashed. I'm a big fan of NFL Street 3, but this game right here is amazing. They definitely, you know, did their thing with this game right here. And if you guys like some, you know, sports games for the PSP and you want to pick up some games, pick up this game right here. I highly recommend this game. I'm actually currently playing this game right now as we speak. Alright, so for the next genre, I wouldn't really say this is a genre. This is just some random games I think you guys should pick up for the PSP if you guys can. And the first one is Neverland Card Battles. If you guys want a different alternative that's not Yu-Gi-Oh or Duel Masters, pick this game up right here. Highly recommend. Alright, so for the next game, this game's kind of different, and I like the difference. If you guys are big into music as well as, you know, some puzzles, you guys already know what the game this might be, and that game is Luminous Puzzle Fusion. Highly recommend this game right here. If you guys are big into puzzles, highly recommend. Amazing soundtrack too, and there's also Luminous 2 also have that game. So if you guys like something different, pick this game up right here. So for this next game right here, I say you can go either way. You can go this way or that way. There's Loco Poco, Papaton. For this particular video, I actually wanted to show Papaton. If you guys know about this game's pretty good. It's definitely different from the regular, you know, games that you guys play for the PSP. So if you guys want to pick up a game that's different and relaxing, pick up Papaton or Loco Roco. Highly recommend. Both games are amazing, but for this particular video, I wanted to showcase Papaton. Alright, so for the last game that I wanted to showcase, it's definitely different, and they actually made some really great upgrades to, you know, our predecessors of video games, and I like it. And that game is Atari Classics Evolved. This game right here is amazing. What they did with this game was they pretty much, you know, gave the old school, you know, Atari games a HD, you know, evolution, like the game, like the game cover art says. So let me show you the back cover. So for some of the old games that you guys used to play back in the day, you know, there's like Ping Pong, there's Mission Command. So they definitely, you know, evolved some of the old school games that were, you know, that didn't have any graphics back in the day. So if you guys want to pick up a game that's kind of different, pick this game up right here. Highly recommend. Alright guys, so that's pretty much all the games that I think you guys should pick up. You guys recently just picked up a PSP. Me personally, I think you guys should just pick up any game in general. Like, the PSP has so many different games that you guys can pick up. One of the best consoles of all time. Highly recommend. The game is definitely one of my favorites that I played as a kid. And if you guys, want to, give the game as a present to a kid, please do. Like, this console deserves so much love, and I think PlayStation needs to make a PSP 2 that actually can play PSP 1 games, because the PSP Vita is pretty cool, but I think the PSP 2 needs to happen, and it also has to be backwards compatible with PSP 1 games, which would be kind of crazy, because I definitely think it's going to increase the prices of a lot of PSP games, because a lot of people are going to want to purchase the old school games and stuff. But yeah guys, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna put these games in order, as well as name them off, just so you guys know what games were discussed in this video. All right, let's get started. All right, so for the games we have for the PSP is Luminous, Atari Classic Evolved, Papaton, Street 2 Unleashed, NBA Street Showdown, Tony Hawk's Underground 2 Remix, Midnight Club 3 Dub, Need for Speed Most Wanted 510, Need for Speed Carbon on the City, Flat Out Head On, Wipeout Pure, Valhalla Knights, Dungeon Explorers Warriors of Ancient Arts, Rengoku Tara Purgatory, Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, Neverland Card Battles, Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories, Gangs of London, The Godfather, Mob Wars, The Warriors, Scarface Money Power Respect, Star Wars Battlefront, Renegade Squadron, SOCOM US Navy SEALs Fireteam Bravo, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas, Medal of Honor Heroes, Soul Calibur, Broken Destiny, Tekken, Dark Resurrection, Final Fantasy, Dissidia, and Mortal Kombat Unchained. So that's all the games that we discussed in this video, as well as let me know in the comment section if you guys think there's some other games you think some people need to pick up if they recently just picked up a PSP for the first time. Also, give me some recommendations on games you guys think I should play, as well as thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll catch you guys next time for video games you guys should pick up if you guys recently picked up a console. And I'll catch you guys later.
I was riding down with my girl, really tripping, I ain't saying nothing, no. Me and shit really fucking up my mood. Gotta drop it by the one I'm